गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। स्वतन्त्र सर्वतन्त्रेषि दक्षिणामूर्तिरूपिणी सनकादिसमाराध्या शिवज्ञानप्रदायिनी अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ब्रह्मादिदेववन्द्याय सर्वलोकाश्रयाय ते दक्षिणामूर्तिरूपाय शङ्कराय नमो नमः। Let us take in Shiva Shakti, Dakshinamurti in 5 deep breaths. Om Shiva Shakti 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 न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदा न यज्ञ अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न मे मृत्युशङ्का न मे जाति भेद पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः चिरानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपो विभुत्वाच्च सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां न चासङ्गतं नैव मुक्तिर्न मेय चिरानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवो शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवो शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं. Once we utter deep in Anthakarana, no other words can come out. Just think how much we have to be grateful to Shankaracharya, who has given this stotra, which is acting as mantra for us, for all the sadhakas. How beautifully, like opening the layer after layer, the onion layers. He is taking out what is not, I am. So, the very first one, he is telling that I am not the Anthakarana, Mano Buddhi Ahankara Chitta. That is the one which is making me the unlimited consciousness, all pervading Shiva. I am that. But it is this Anthakarana which is making me, giving me a new tag, new status, new name as Jiva. So, how to come out of this status as Jivatma? He is giving this mantra. So, he touched upon Anthakarana, the senses, Panchakosha, Panchavayu, and then the mental emotions which we Jivatmas go through, which are all put up, acquired emotions that we go through. I am not that. And then now he is pointing out how the society is superimposing many of the relationships, the situations, with the purpose of keeping the society, the community, the nation, the humanity to live peacefully as one beautiful unit. But that is limited to this physical world. where we are experiencing the whole world as Jivatma. So what does he say? Na punyam, na papam, na saukhyam, na dukkham, na mantro, na tirtham, na veda, na yajna. If you look at all the adjectives which he is telling, I am not, punya, papa, saukhya, dukkha, mantra, tirtha, veda, yajna. These are all the efforts which are connected with this physical world. Punya, papa, they are the virtues. Punya is virtue, the good deeds, the pious deeds which we would have done, and collected the punya karma. So that refers to the Jivatma. And then papa. Papa is the sin, which is vice, the bad deeds, which will lead us to go more deeper into the world, and we are pinned to the world in such a way that it takes much longer time to come out of the papa karma. So in our Sanatana Dharma, they have given what are all the punya karmas, what are all the papa karmas. However, this punya karma, papa karma, it differs from human to human, society to society, nation to nation. So, what is punya for one society might not be the punya for the other one. What is papa for this society need not be the papa for the other society. However, there are universal punya which applies to everyone. That is showering love towards the whole Vishwa. And then compassion. Reciprocating and sympathizing with someone or some animal or some plant which are in distress, which are going through sorrowful moments. So sympathizing and reciprocating to them is punya karma, which is universal. In the same way, there is universal papa, the sinful acts which are universal in its nature. That is being violent, hurting someone, or not showing any respect to others' feelings and others' sorrow. They are sinful acts. However, these are all connected with the mind, which belongs to this physical world. I am the eternal I am, the real I am is Shiva, Shivoham. I am that Shiva who is all pervading and the very source for that mind which has created the Vishwa and which has taken the role as Jivatma. Got it? I am that Shiva, Shivoham. I am beyond this Papa, Punya, Karma, which are holding. Sadashiva Brahmendra, he is Avadhuta, And Brahmarshi, in one of his compositions, he says, Sarvam Brahmamayam, Re Re, Sarvam Brahmamayam. Everything is Brahma. Everything is Shiva, the pure consciousness, Atma. Kim Vachaniyam, Kim Avachaniyam. What can be spoken? What cannot be spoken? Everything is within Brahman. Kim Rachaniyam, Kim Arachaniyam. What can be created or what cannot be created? There cannot be difference. Everything is Brahma. Sarvam Brahmamaya. Like that, he keeps telling, Kim Pathaniyam, Kim Apathaniyam. What should be read? What should be studied? What should not be studied? When everything comes as part and parcel of that consciousness, which has its source in the consciousness, which is Shiva. So I am that consciousness, and I see my own self, Atma, all pervading Atma. In that, it is the society which is deciding what should be read, what should not be read, what should be created, what should not be created, what should be taken in, what should not be taken in. And in the last line, he says, Sarvatra sada hamsa dhyanam kartavyam bho mukti nidhanam. O mind, it is your duty. It is the only thing to be done. Kartavyam. That is the only thing which has to be done is sada hamsa dhyanam. Meditating, contemplating, and having the mind totally focused on hamsa, that is Atma. That is what Shankaracharya is also telling us. Take out all the layers which you are not and concentrate, meditate, keep humming. Shivoham, Shivoham, who is Chidananda Rupa, who is the eternal blissful consciousness. That is all I am. That is what I am. See, that is all I am. I am nothing but that consciousness, Shiva. But is it something small or negligible? No. I am that Shiva. I am that Chidananda Rupa. That's what I am. And then, because of this punya and papa, karma, which the mind is totally involved in, that action of doing karma, he goes through Saukhya and Dukkha. Saukhya is that pleasure, the happiness. Dukkha is the sorrow, the pain. Again, this belongs to the mind. I am beyond. I am the consciousness which is giving the power to the mind to experience all these things, both Sukha and Dukkha. I am the source, I am the power to that mind, but I am not involved in it. I am the pure consciousness, all pervading consciousness, Shiva. And also, what is Sukha for one person may not be Sukha for the other. For a particular type of sadhaka, he will not like having the pleasures. He doesn't want to enjoy the pleasures because he thinks it will take him back in his spiritual progress. And people who are violent, they love pain. They go through hurting the other people, killing the people, and they hurt themselves and they get a kind of joy in that, being so violent in their mindset. So even this contradicts as sukha and dukkha being different for different jivatmas because the mindset is different and it is the property of the mind but not me, the consciousness. Na mantro, na tirtham, na veda, na yajna. Mantra. Mantra again is powerful, highly influential. It can be any word, any sentence, any shloka, or any concept. That which transcends the mind to the higher realm. That is mantra. So, mantra is needed for the mind to come out of the Jivatma status, to know who I am, to know that, to realize, to recognize that I am Shiva. Mantra is very, very helpful. But I am not the mantra. Many people, sadhakas, when they have the good hold of that mantra, they think that is the end of everything and they cling to the mantra, mantra, mantra. But one should go beyond the mantra to find that pure consciousness, Shiva, is all pervading. He is beyond the mind. So, mantra is the one which is helping the mind. But I am beyond that mind, beyond that mantra, and I am the source of power giving to those words or the sentences or the shloka. So he is the resource. I am the resource for that mantra to have the effect on the mind. Tirtha. Tirtha is the holy place. Like Sadashiva Brahmendra says, Sarvam Brahmamayam. When everything is Brahman, when everything is that third circle, the pure consciousness, in that the whole world is situated. It is existing. So, how can one say one place is holy, another place is not holy? When we realize, when we understand how this world is originated, where it is originated, what is the source of the power for it to keep working, we realize that Sarvam Brahmamayam, Sarvam Shivamayam, and I am that Shiva, I am that Brahman. So, Tirtha is not me, I am not limited by any one particular place as holy. Sarvam Shivamayam. I am all pervading Shiva. Tirtha. So, Tirtha, when we go to the temple, many times we say, even before, as we just entered the premises of the temple, I could feel the chill and I could feel so one with the place, and something happened to me. I'm so happy. We keep saying it, right? So if we analyze it, who is feeling happy? What is feeling happy? It is that sensation when we enter the premises of the temple, that getting the chill and feeling thrill and being one with that divinity is experienced by the mind and the body. It is the mind and the body which is experiencing that. How is it experiencing? Because of the consciousness which is present in that body and the mind. So, consciousness is beyond the tirtha. There is a beautiful story of Guru Nanak when he went to that Kaaba in Mecca. As he was tired, he just slept. And when he was sleeping, his feet were facing that Kaaba. So people were hurt. How come this man is sleeping in such a way that his feet are facing the Kaaba? So they woke him up and said, please, can you sleep in some other direction? Your leg is facing the Kaaba. Very calmly, Guru Nanak said, I'm very sorry for hurting your mind, feelings. Please show me a place where there is no God so that I can keep my feet there. Then those people started showing the direction. Okay, you can keep it in that direction. But when they pointed that direction, those people started feeling the presence of Kaaba there. Here, Kaaba, Kaaba, Kaaba. Everywhere they started seeing Kaaba, and they could not point any place where there is no God. So, this story, this episode tells us how, when we reach to a level, the whole Vishwa becomes holy, pleasant, and enjoyable. So, Tirtha, but I am not the Tirtha, the holy place, because I cannot be limiting myself. I am all pervading. So, the whole manifestation itself is Tirtha, and it refers to the mind and body and beyond. Na Veda. Veda. Veda is the scripture which describes, which guides all the Jivatmas to lead life in this world and also in the beyond world. But just having studied the Vedas, one cannot claim, I know Iha and Para. So I am a realized person. I have liberated myself. Veda scriptures are only the guides. Only when it is put into action, whatever the knowledge we have taken from Vedas, it makes sense for us as a guide. Otherwise, it is only an intellectual entertainment or the circus of understanding and intellectually digesting it. It is of no help. In Mundaka Upanishad, the Guru describes what is Paravidya and Aparavidya. Paravidya is that by which one comes to know what that ultimate truth. Paravidya is that by which one realizes the ultimate truth. All other vidya becomes aparavidya. So even Upanishads, Vedas, Shruti, Smriti, Purana, everything will come under aparavidya if one is not able to realize the ultimate truth, paravidya. So, Shivoham, Shivoham, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham. When I am able to say that Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, that means Shankaracharya has reached that point, Paravidya. When he has already gained that Paravidya, where is the necessity for Aparavidya? So, in a very indirect way, he is telling na Veda, na Yajna. I am not the Veda. I am beyond. I am the one consciousness which is giving power to those Veda. And Yajna. Among all Yajnas, the Vishwa Yajna is the ultimate one, Yajna, where the whole Vishwa is taking part in it. And that Yajna has already started by that Purusha, Narayana, who is Brahman. So, in that Yajna, Brahman is the fire. Brahman is all the instruments used in that Yajna. And Brahman is the one who is doing the Yajna, offering the oblations, and also one who receives the offering is also Brahman. So that means what? It is that Chidananda Rupa Shiva who is creating the second circle, Vishwa, and it is he who is making sure that the whole Vishwa is working in such a beautiful way. So he is offering himself as the part of the Yajna. That is the ultimate Yajna. But even for that, I am not the Yajna itself. The manifestation is the second step, which is involved in the Vishwa Yajna. But I am beyond that Yajna. I am the one who is giving power for that Yajna to happen. So I am not the Yajna. So we can understand by this mantra, tirtha, Veda, Yajna. These are all connected with the physical world. And mind and body are involved in it. It is the body and mind of the Jivatma which is experiencing mantra, Veda, Yajna, Tirtha, and their influence on the Jivatma. And it is clearly said, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham. And that eternal Atma, all pervading Atma, Shiva, who is the source, the power for this mantra, Veda, Tirtha, and Yajna to work and have the influence on the mind and the body of the Jiva. Because of all these things being there, it is helping us. It is helping us to sharpen the mind, to sharpen the intellect, and to surrender that aham, ego. So it stops at the level of helping the mind of the sadhaka to sharpen itself, see the reality, and annihilate itself in that Brahman, which is Shiva. That is what? The self. I am nothing but pure consciousness, Shiva. I am only that, nothing else. That realization comes because of all these things. And there are many realized persons, they wouldn't know Veda or any scriptures or Upanishad, nothing, but they would have realized the ultimate truth that Chidananda Rupa Shivoham. How was it possible? Because the mandatory thing, that something which is needed for this realization, does not require for the very need of studying the scriptures and all these things, mantra, tirtha, Veda, Yajna, it's not mandatory, because this consciousness, Shiva, is beyond the hold of all these things. Beyond. Aham bhojanam naiva bhojyam na bhokta. So next he makes it clear. Once we have come to the level of understanding, I am not the mantra, I am not the tirtha, I am not Veda, I am not Yajna, I am beyond. That means we are going away from the societal superimposition to help the Jivatma to find his own spiritual path, and for the society to sustain itself with peace. Once we have understood that it is the superimposition on the consciousness, the mind becomes more purer, clearer, and ready to annihilate itself in the consciousness, which is Shiva, which is I am. So the triputi, the action of experiencing, the object of experience, and the experiencer, these three, triputi is the one which is making the whole universe come into existence and which can be experienced because of the presence of these three. So here he is telling aham bhojanam naiva bhojyam na bhokta. Bhojanam. Bhojanam means I am not the act of taking in, eating, taking in through all the five senses. When I see an object, I am taking in that form through my eyes. So in a way, I am eating that form of the object. Through ears also we eat the sound. So in general, colloquially, we use this bhojana for only the food which, the material food which goes into the mouth. But philosophically, bhojana is the act of perceiving everything through five senses. Bhojana, that act. So, how to understand this? I am. Aham evaham. I am the consciousness. I am nothing else but I am conscious. But very often we say, I am eating. I am reading. I am listening. I am walking. What are these things? I am is what I am. I never stop at that. I am becoming one with the eating. I am identifying myself as eating. I am identifying myself as reading. See, I am reading. I am eating. That means I have become one with eating. That means it is an action. And I have become one with the action. So Shankaracharya says, I am not that. I am, I Shivoham, Shivoham. Nothing else. I am just the consciousness. I am not the action. I am eating, I am walking. There are also prominent sentences which we use every day. Isn't it? How many times, in what all ways we are identifying ourselves with the action. In the same way, Naiva Bhojyam. I am not the objects of perception. We become that also. We become the objects also as Jivatma. How? We ask a question. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? So for you to hear, I should become the object. Because I am an object, you are able to eat through your ears. So that means I have become the object. And then I am dirty. I have to clean. An object can become dirty. The mind can become dirty. The body can become dirty. And they are objects. Mind is an object. Body is an object. Like any other objects in the whole manifestation. So they can be cleaned. But I am beyond. I am only the conscious. Shivoham. I am nothing else. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham. So I cannot become an object. Like I said. And Bhokta, the experiencer. Ah, I enjoyed the music. I love that music. I'm enjoying it. Who is enjoying? I have to give you the example of that stage becoming red color because of the red celluloid in front of the uh, floodlight. The floodlight is white. It is that light which is showering the light on the stage. Just because I have put the red celluloid, the light is experienced as red light. Got it? So, who is that light? In the same way, the experiencer is not the mind nor the Atma. Atma, the consciousness, Shivoham, the consciousness, is just shedding the light of consciousness to the mind and to the intellect and to the aham, the false I, the limited I, and also to chitta, the memory. Because of which, as a package, I am concluding, I am enjoying. I am the enjoyer. I am the experiencer. So, Shankaracharya is making that also clear. I am neither the bhokta, I am just the conscious. न मृत्युर न शंका न मे जाति भेद पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म न बंधुर न मित्रम गुरुर नैव शिष्यः चिदानंद रूप शिवोहम शिवोहम. I do not have the death or the fear of death. न मृत्युर न शंका. Mrityu, the mrityu, death, decaying can happen only to the body which can live for 100 years or 200 years, but it has to die. And the mind as Sukshma Sharira, that also will die after n number of janmas, which will run to thousands and thousands of years. No one knows. So, I am neither the body nor the mind. I am that all-pervading consciousness. So, there is no death. When I am that consciousness, all-pervading consciousness, in that the mind is situated. And it is that mind which has created the body. So it is that mind and that body which is facing or experiencing the death, which is obvious. But not me. I am just there, eternally blissful consciousness. Chit Ananda Rupa Shivoham. Na mrityur na shanka. Na me jati bheda. There is no jati bheda, the discrimination on the basis of birth. I do not have any of such jati bheda because I am all pervading and I am one unit as Chit. In that, it is the mind which is creating the divisions. Why is it creating the divisions? Because it is limiting itself as this body. 3 by 5 or 2 by 6, whatever it is. It is limiting itself that I am an individual Jivatma with this body and this mind. So, because of that division, the society has taken the conclusion of giving different responsibilities to different individuals, and they have made it as society with divisions. But I am beyond because I am all pervading. There is a beautiful episode in which Shankaracharya understands this Jati Bedha in a very beautiful way. When he went to Varanasi with his students, one Chandala, he comes in the opposite direction in the path of Shankaracharya. So Shankaracharya says, Gacha, Gacha, move away. So Chandala asks, you're talking about all pervading Atma, Advaita, everything. If that is the case, who are you asking to move? Are you asking this physical body, which is made of anna, the food, to move away? In what way this body is different from yours? Even your body is also made of anna, the food. Even this body is made of anna. So, where is the difference? And if you're asking the Atma, which is within me, to move away, even that is not possible because the Atma, which is there in me, is also the same in you. And Atma is pure. So, what are you telling to move away from your path? And Shankaracharya realized his grave mistake and he just surrendered to that Shiva who is in the form of Chandala. And he became pure and clearer. No more he had that Jati Bedha in his mind. So it's beautiful to know that. And Jati, male and female, that also plays a lot in the society. So to run the society, many of the rules and concepts are put into force. But when we see the reality, it says there is no Jati Bedha between male and female as well. Once we reach to that level, even we as sadhakas, we can feel there is no difference as such in this spiritual path between a man and a woman, female and male. Pita naiva me naiva mata na janma. I don't have birth. I am all pervading, eternal consciousness, which is Shiva. And that from which the whole manifestation has taken birth, in which the Jivatma has taken birth. So, all this Pita, Mata come into picture very temporarily in the movement of the Jivatma. I think we discussed it in detail in Dakshinamurti classes. Jivatma, it keeps moving from one station to another according to Chandogya Upanishad. And when it is in the movement, in different points as station, they would have got the protection from different things like clouds, rain, earth, plant, food, and then the man who eats it, and then the womb of the mother, and again it passes on to the swarga and then the cloud. So like that, Jivatma is on the move. So it cannot claim any one particular thing as mother or father. It keeps changing in so many janmas. And as I said, Pita, that is father, mother, can be there only for the body and the mind, but not to me who is eternal, all pervading consciousness. When there is no birth at all, where is the question of me having father or mother? In the same way, na bandhur, na mitram, guru naiva shishyam. I do not have bandhu, the relative, or the friend, mitra, or guru, or shishya. I do not have them, nor I am the bandhu. I am not the relative. I am not the friend. I am not the guru. I am not the shishya. Again, these are all the different hats which all jivatmas are wearing in one time or the other. And it is they who are going through. They means the one who is living as I am the body, I am the mind. Those jivatmas are the ones who are having the bandhu. The very word bandhu, relative, shows that there has to be two people. Isn't it? When there are two people, they can say we are related in this relative world. In the same way, mitra. I cannot be a friend of my own self. I have to have someone else. The duality. So that is also relative. Guru. I can call myself as Guru only if there is a Shishya. Again, it is limiting itself to this physical relative world, and Shishya the other way. So when I am the source of the whole Vishwa, I am the third circle, which is the base, foundation, the very source for the second circle as Vishwa to exist, to originate. How can I become that? I am that consciousness, Shiva. No doubt, I enter into that Vishwa as consciousness. I enter into the Jivatmas as consciousness, but I retain myself as the consciousness, Shiva. Forever and ever and ever, I am that Shiva who is Chidananda Rupa, but give the experience of being different Pita, Mata, Guru, Shishya for just the experience sake. But I am not getting involved in it. My presence is only to shower that light of consciousness. Other than that, I am not doing anything, I am not involving in anything. It is the body and the mind. Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta, with the three Sharira, Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and Karna Sharira. They are all coming into action and they are all feeling as though they are experiencing it so true and so real, like experience what they are going through. So they are living it. But I am just giving the light of consciousness. So I am not involved as a relative or father, mother, guru, or shishya. I am beyond. I am away from all. That is what I am. That is what you are right at this moment. Right at this moment. Aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupo vibhutvacha sarvatra sarvendriyana nacha sangatam naiva muktir nameya chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. So in the previous one, Shankaracharya describes in a way how all the characters come into, all characters in the sense Mata, Pita, Bandhu, Guru, Shishya, they all come as the characters playing different roles in the world, like a dream world in which everyone experiences something or the other, but it is nothing but just the experience. So in the last sixth shloka, he's telling, then who am I? Till now it is naiva. I am not that, I am not this, I am not that, I am not this. Then who am I? For that, he's telling, aham nirvikalpaha. I am that being which is without any duality, without imagination, notion, confusion. I am nirvikalpa. So here, aham nirvikalpa nirakara rupa. They go hand in hand. This vikalpa is the modification of the thoughts which come in the mind. So it can be a notion, it can be a imagination, or it can be different thoughts which brings in the duality and differences, because the mind is actively involved in it. But I am nirvikalpa because I am the pure consciousness, nothing else. I am that undivided, all pervading one consciousness. So I do not have any vikalpas, different thoughts, notions, misunderstanding, ignorance. I am devoid of all these things. So I am nirvikalpa. How come I am like that? Nirvikalpa. Because I am pure consciousness. It is not divided at all. And it is not channelized like we do when we are perceiving things through five senses. But consciousness is beyond that as the source. is undivided and without any vikalpa, devoid of all this duality. Nirakara. And I don't have any form so that there can be attributions. I am formless. With these two, and the next line, Vibhutvacha Sarvatra Sarvendriyana. That is a beautiful experience if we can get into that understanding. Vibhutva means all pervading, the consciousness being everywhere. Who are you? Who am I when I think and when I experience? I am the consciousness, nothing but consciousness. That expansion is there, and everything becomes just the consciousness. Sarvatra. Sarvendriyanam. And that pure consciousness, I am. Shivoham, Shivoham. Aham, Aham, Shivaha. Aham, Shivaha. Chidananda Rupaha. That consciousness is sarvatra. It is there everywhere as the base. Sarvendriyanam. Indriya, when we are perceiving things through the five senses, as Jivatma, I am the body, I am the mind, that limited Jivatma, individual. When he is perceiving through five senses, he gives importance for one or the other, isn't it? So, what happens when I am giving importance for one sense to be in action? I become totally involved only in that indriya, only in that sense organ and the sense perception and the sense object, Vishaya. Then what happens? I become a limited person all the more. And a kind of attachment towards the object and that sense perception and the enjoyment of that. And it draws me towards the worldly pleasures because I am involving myself in one or two senses. When the whole consciousness is put in that as Jivatma. Imagine, experiment it at home. If you are able to put the consciousness, I am, to all the five senses at the same time, simultaneously. Got my point? As Jivatmas, I am putting the full consciousness to my perception of the object to the eyes. So I am totally involved in seeing. So I am limiting myself as what I am seeing. So I am becoming the act of seeing, the object of seeing, and I am the seer. I am becoming. Suppose you are able to put the five senses with that I am consciousness through all the five senses together. the experience will be so different. There will be no thoughts at all. You experiment it. There's no need to shut your eyes. Sit in a calm place where there's not too many things happening. A quiet, calm place. Just put the consciousness through the eyes, through the ears, through the mouth. Maybe you can have a cup of coffee because it will be giving the aroma of coffee also. So, two in one. So, sit in a place, sip the coffee, but make sure that you're putting the consciousness to the tongue as well as the nose, and you are seeing and you are hearing. And of course, the tongue itself will also act as the touch, the temperature you will come to know of the coffee. So, when you are doing this, you will be not having a single thought. The mind will just calm down so much that you experience I am coming out through all the five senses. This is what he is telling in Dakshinamurti's Nana Chidra Gatodarastita Mahadeepa Prabhavaswaram. So you can feel it. You can feel it. That is what he is telling here also. Vibhutvacha sarvatra sarvendriyanam. I am there, pervading everywhere. And all the indriyas, because of which nacha sangatam naiva muktir. There is no sangata, means there is no attachment to any one thing. That we would have experienced when we go to the places where the nature is so beautiful. When we look at the Parvata, the magnificent Parvata, or river, or the moonlight, without any attachment to it, because I know that I cannot own the Parvata or the river. I just experience and I just enjoy whatever it is without that attachment, possession. Isn't it? The enjoyment of Parvata is different. The enjoyment of river is different. But when it comes to enjoying a beautiful tree with flowers and fruits, the mind becomes a little bit corrupted. It starts thinking, how beautiful it would be to have this tree in my backyard. I want to have that tree in my backyard. Suppose I have two trees. I can tie the hammock and I can enjoy the shade of both the trees and the fragrance of the flowers, and I can eat the fruit also. How shall I do it? It might be very expensive. How to get the money? Where shall I get it? So like this, see how it is becoming lower and lower and lower, and it is coming to that false I, the small I want to have that attachment. But it was not there when Parvata or river, when we are in front of them. So, like that, if I am able to have no attachment to the whole manifestation, how enjoyable it would be, and how much freedom we will have to enjoy every second of it. Even though I'm standing in front of a beautiful tree with flowers and fruits, I'm not totally enjoying. My mind is already occupied in thinking how to bring it to my backyard, how to make money to bring that or to buy that tree. Do you see how we get caught? Because we are giving too much of power to the mind to go in that direction where I want, to me, I need it, I want to possess it. That attachment to the tree made me lose the experience of the beauty of the tree. Even though my eyes are seeing, the mind is not seeing. So, Shankaracharya is hinting, guiding us, Sangata, that attachment. There is no attachment for you, it is just a pure consciousness. When there is no attachment to anything, I am not bound also. So, where is the question of moksha? I am not bound by anything. I am enjoying everything. I am experiencing the whole world happily. I am enjoying. There's nothing wrong in enjoying the world as it is. But when I start becoming one with particular objects and I want to possess it, that is when I fall down as Jivatma who goes through the turmoil. There's no need for that. I am the source, I am the base for the whole manifestation. Everything is happening within me. Where is the necessity for me to get attached to one thing? Sarvatra, Sarvendriyana. I should have that freedom to enjoy the whole world and all the five senses, but no attachment. Nacha sangatam naiva muktir nameyaha. So, mukti question will never come when I realize Chidananda Rupa Shivoham. I am that all pervading Shiva. Here, when we say Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, when a person is swooning or fainting and that person becomes unconscious, what do? People who are around him, we put first we sprinkle the water on the face. If he doesn't open eyes, we pat the cheeks. He wakes up from the unconsciousness and again he swoons. Then we start talking to him. Nothing has happened to you. Wake up, wake up. Nothing has happened to you. Wake up, wake up. So we try to bring him to consciousness. Isn't it? In the same way, Shankaracharya is the doctor. He is using Chidananda Rupa Shivoham as the medicine. He is telling us who are all unconscious. We are having the disease of being unconscious to the ultimate truth that Shivoham. I am Shiva. I am Shiva. I am that all pervading Atma. We are unconscious of it. So we are having the disease of being unconscious. To wake us up, he's telling us, keep humming, keep doing that japa of Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. So when it is constantly running in the mind, Shivoham, Shivoham, many of the knots of life, many of the knots of ignorance, wrong perceptions, the notion like concepts, they all loosen up and slowly give way for us to enjoy, to experience all pleasures and the beauty which this Vishwa is offering. We can go through that experience with total joy. We also will start understanding both Sukha and Dukkha, pain and pleasure. All are nothing but just the experiences which are very temporary. So we will be knowing when there are happy days, there will be sorrowful days. So the mind will start not giving too much importance for going from one to another. And when there is too much of dukkha, we know the next chance is for the happy days. So when I'm giving that distance for my experience of this world and my own self as Shivoham, the world becomes beautiful and it is enjoyable. So, Shivoham, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham. I am nothing but pure consciousness, which is blissful. There is a beautiful episode to Janaka's court, the Ashtavakra Rishi. He comes to his court, and then Janaka says, I have enjoyed the liberation in my samadhi. I have enjoyed that freedom. I know what it is. I have enjoyed and I'm so blissful. Then Ashtavakra asks, okay, you say that you were enjoyable, you enjoyed and you were filled with that bliss. Will it be there when you come out of that samadhi? And Janaka said, it will be there, but I can always go back into that bliss during samadhi. Then Ashtavakra says, that means you have to do something, dhyana, to go into that samadhi. And when you come out, you are not having the same bliss. And you have to put an effort to go into that. But if you know your own self as that bliss, you are that bliss, then there is no need for you to go into dhyana. There's no need for that effort also. Know that you are that bliss. So let us do our part of proceeding in this spiritual seeking, and it will be wonderful. Let us sing it few times. Shivoham, Shivoham, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham 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 Next, let us see after 1 or 2 weeks of break what and where Shiva will take us to. And next Sunday, it will be really nice and you all will enjoy. And there will be something for you to feel and experience that Jnana Sudha series in which there will be demonstration through dance. So it is on the unique power of Shankaracharya's stotras. So please attend to it.